Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today, it's going to be a match between Stephano and Ptitdrogo here on Eternal Empire, the latter edition from DreamHack Masters Fall. Bottom left-hand corner here is the French player. He is Zerg, he is red, it is Stephano. He's always so friendly in the matches. And in the top right here, we have the blue French Protoss player. It is Ptitdrogo. So France on France action here. Two players from the same country trying to kill each other, which is not too weird because Korea tries to kill each other all the time. But other than that, no other country has enough professional StarCraft 2 players for it to be a common occurrence for two players from the same country to match up. Well, all that often anyway. Alright, so 16 hatch here from Stephano, 18 gas, 17 pool. 1 gate expand here from Ptitdrogo. Exalted has left the game, unfortunately. I just felt it was time for a PvZ. I bit my tongue a little bit there. That's gross. Blah. That was not good whatsoever. Okay, so there is your spawning pool timing. Everything is Q in the house. Nobody do anything crazy. Quick pause. Ptitdrogo lost a hotkey. Got it back. We unpaused all in instantaneous fashion because replays don't care about your pause timings, which is just a brilliant design of the replay. Cybernetics core coming in. So far, so good. I'd say from both these players. Their timings look crisp. They're really on board here. I think Ptitdrogo has kind of struggled in the past just having a big, scary army. His macro has slipped from time to time against really good Zerg players. The thing is, Stephano is not Raynor and he's not Serral, but he's a very fun Zerg player nevertheless. I do like casting Stephano replays for sure. And if you're here, if you're on the new StarCraft 2 channel, give me a subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that like button too. I just, I'm trying to get the StarCraft 2 channel to grow itself. I mean, it is responsible for a lot of the growth the old channel had, but Brood War was more popular and StarCraft 2 got voided off the island. But I'm trying to make StarCraft 2 be a happy place to be too, with, you know, good view numbers and good sub counts. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I do post StarCraft 2 content. God, how often here? Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? Yeah, I mean, so it's 5 times a week. Pretty intense stuff for sure. So Stephano goes for the inject on the natural instead of going for the creep tumor, which is a difference between him and Serral and Raynor. They're from different countries. Maybe those are the differences that they have. And it is going to be a Twilight Council robo opening here from Ptitdrogo. So it could be Adept Printer go Burr style, or could be going for some Archon, just Archon harass with a Warp Prism. Those are the options here. It could be a Charge Lot all-in too with this opening, which is always interesting, honestly. I don't think I've seen it work against a Zerg. That's a lie. GSL Season 3. I want to see the group stage. Somebody did it. God, I think it was honestly Zest. Like, the originator of that build, I believe. At least the one who popularized it. And there it is. Wow, Resonating Glaives coming in. So let's see if Stephano can hold this one. This could be a sneaky twofer. You don't know, do ya? You do not know. The Overlord scouts everything. Like, that is sick Overlord scouting from Stephano. So at the very least, he knows it's coming. 100% knows it's happening here. So what you want here is either a million queens with a million Zerglings, or some Banelings, or some Roaches. And I kind of like the Roach. They're a little bit slow to keep up with the Shade, but they hit pretty hard. They don't take much damage from the Adepts, and they can kill them and then counterattack. Whereas like slow Banelings can't really counterattack that well, and once they kill an Adept, they die. I'm not a huge fan of that one necessarily, but it is also so satisfying when like a group of Adepts is shading into an area and you just get the Banelings in there just in the nick of time and they all explode and they all die at once and it's over. So, I don't know. All 3 different strategies have their own benefits. Roachwarren just getting started, so like 20 lings in production it is. Eventually he's going to have Roaches, but not for this initial assault at all. This is a 4.5 minute crazy Adept Printer go Burr play. The Queens are here. The Lings are here. Spine Crawlers are coming up. The Adepts are trying to live another day here. This creep spread is actually helping. It really helps see how many Adepts are warping in at any given time. I don't know if that's enough Lings, man. Like, that is a cancel transfer. Yes, it is. All right, couple drones go down. This could have been worse. The Spore Crawler just dies. And Adepts actually using Resonating Glaives on this hatchery until they shade back out. Nope, shade into the net. Oh, the main base, but gets surrounded by Zerglings. Oh, those Lings did way better than they had any right to. Okay, do those Lings have any upgrades at all? No. Just incredible surround. Incredible surround with maybe some Queen support, and you're going to have a good time. So at the end of the day, 14 Adepts were killed for a total of 37 Zerglings and 8 drones, which I don't think was a fair trade for Ptitdrogo. He's probably down on that one. That said, his income is pretty healthy. He's fully saturated on 2 bases. Probably time for a 3rd base now, or I don't know. A little bit ago, but he was warping into depths just a little bit ago, so he wasn't intending to get a 3rd base, I don't think. Zergling trying to make sure 3rd base doesn't come down without their knowledge of it. These Adepts, just for scouting purposes now, I'm not sure they're going to try to get too many drone kills, if that's even possible. Lair coming in from Stephano. He's going up to the higher tech stuff now here at about 6 minutes. And Ptitdrogo making Immortals to deal with the roaches that he knows are out, because roaches die to Immortals by the dozens. So there you go. 3rd base warping in from Ptitdrogo. A few Adepts here to deal with any number of Lings that might come back and cause problems. Oh, okay, all right. War Prism. Getting some stuff done here. That Adept is dead. That Adept is not dead. Well, she might be. This isn't a great place to be either. Look at these drones pathing. That's 5 extra drones killed, though. 13 down is not good at all. Creep spreading, looking great. Stephano's always been one of the top tier creep spreaders for sure. Like Scarlet, right? There are certain players who just really devote themselves to creep spread. And Bel Air with the heart. Thanks, Bel Air. Thanks for throwing out that love into the universe. I felt it. So maybe, like, Scarlet and Stephano aren't exactly top-tier Zergs right now, but their creep spread is elite. And up there with somebody like Raynor and Serral. It's just Raynor and Serral can get massive wins while doing amazing creep spread, which is not easy to do, and just goes to show how much better they are than most other Zergs in the world at this point, honestly. Those two are just neck and neck. Super crazy good. Follow-up here from Ptitdrogo seems to be lots of gateway stuff with some Immortal support. He's getting a Templar Archives, though, so we're going to see Storm. Against this Roach Ravager stuff, Storm's going to be pretty good. The Immortals are very good, too, against Roach Ravager. No, Creep Tubers. You can't cancel them anymore, so if they get attacked when they're coming in, they're done. That Spine, you know, bought about 2 seconds. Ooh, Corrosive Bile just destroyed an Adept. And you know what? Actually using Corrosive Biles on Force Fields. It took years. When Corrosive Bile was introduced in 2015, Blizzard was like, look, you can kill Force Fields with these. And Zergs were like, does it also do damage? And they were like, yes. And they said, we'd rather try to do damage to our enemies than kill Force Fields. And for the longest time, they were never used to kill Force Fields. But you know what? They are now. I don't know who started the trend. Somebody. Maybe Solar. Why do I feel like it was Solar who did that? Oh, War Prism died. That sucks. Losing a War Prism is never a good thing. I mean, it's not expensive, but you have to wait for it to get rebuilt, and it takes forever, and then your reinforcements at the front are slowed down for some time, and you have to hang back a little bit while taking a 4th base. Stephano probably should expand here now. Just for the sake of trying to stay up on Ptitdrogo, because, man, that 4th base is coming in. His 3rd was a little late, but his 4th base timing was right after that. Stephano now taking his 5th base, while the creep continues to spread as well as it can here, considering the efforts that Ptitdrogo is putting in to taking it down. A Lurker Den on the way from Stephano. Working on that Storm is Ptitdrogo. Further upgrades coming in here, too. Hydralisks joining the party, because if you're going to Lurkers, you got to have them Hydras first. Lurkers are expensive units. This little roach attack chasing them Zealots away. Oh, the Corrosive Bile dodge! Warp Prism version 2. Able to dodge Corrosive Biles with ease. And hey, charge lots are in your natural. Just easy as can be. That's what happens when you don't have a Spire. Is Warp Prisms can cause you big-time major problems if you happen to be a Zerg player. Ooh, are these Roach Drop? Okie doke, Roach Drop this thing. These guys holding the low ground a little bit, but this is actually kind of intense. I am in love with this idea. I haven't seen a Roach Drop in, oh, it feels like months and months, if not years. Okay, so 8 probes do go down. So the Roach Ravager attack is not going to do super well here, and they don't. But Roach is getting into the main base now. You're going to try to... Oh, he's going to warp in. He's going to warp in some stuff. And should be able to handle it. That's a lot of Stalkers warped in there. But, jeez, these Roaches so annoying. 8, 9 probes, 10 probes. Look, it picks him up, saves him. He's like a Terran player. He's saving his units that are part of the drop. Absolutely incredible stuff. So that's 10. Yeah, 10 probes killed. Slowing down that income. Stephano has an advantage here. Yeah, I don't know. ZVPs with players other than Raynor and Cyril are kind of fun to cast because I feel like the longer the game goes on, look at these spazzing out Hydras, that Raynor and Cyril are just going to win a late game ZVP. Whereas anybody else, Rogue, Dark, Solar, anybody in that grouping below them, it's not as much of as a foregone conclusion here, and Stephano's definitely in that second, maybe even a third tier of Zerg. Again, I like him, but he really hasn't had a big finish in anything in some time. That's okay. Like, it's not all that matters in life, it turns out. So the Lurkers are burrowed in. They're spread out, so they can't all get stormed down. Not all at once, anyway. Adaptive Talents is being researched right now, too. Bottom right-hand base being taken by Stephano. This one being double expanding like a boss. And this Roach Ravager group just gonna kind of wander up this way. You thought you were safe because there's a wall, huh? That's exciting stuff. Warp Prism. Dead. That's a dead Warp Prism. Those Hydra is on a mission. A mission from the Overmind. They got +2 attack here, too. And this is not a good position to be in if you're Zealots. That said, the Immortals coming up the backside are a problem. Storm the Lurkers. God, they have that range upgrade, though. They will outrange most things in the game with that. Yeah, that whole group got toasted. All right. That's why you have gateways here. It takes them some time to get up in this area, and by the time they've killed the stuff, then all your stuff is showed up and everyone's dead. Is it 36? It's 36 degrees outside. Wow, it is suddenly very, very cold today. This is the first time it's been cold. This is October the 22nd this is happening. So it's fair. I guess it's been some time coming, but gotta say, I enjoy warm weather over cold weather every time, every day of the week, every month of the year. Probably should move somewhere where it's not snowing 4 or 5 months of the year, right? Yes, Falcon, maybe you should, but I hate moving. Anyway, Fleet Beacon coming in from Ptitdrogo, probably going for Dem Carriers. Oh, look at those Lurker spines. They're so long. If you don't have a lot of Immortals, Lurkers are going to ruin your life. The Transfuses coming in are sick from Stephano, too. His own Spire's finishing up here, so he's not going to be caught by surprise by the Stargate transition. He'll be fine. We'll have some Corruptors out. Hyder's overextending a little bit. Not good. But Ptitdrogo, his income is fine. I mean, it's not as good as the Zerg players, but that's to be expected at this stage of the game. If you're even with income against a Zerg at 14 minutes, you're probably winning. So the fact that he's ahead puts him in an evens-ish position right now. Is that Sentry gonna live? Oh, last snipe from that gosh darn +2 Hydralisk. Takes it down. Dude, the Cyber Core dying is kind of a huge deal. Okay, so air upgrades are going to be denied and delayed for just a little bit here. Coming up this ramp, is not a good idea if you happen to be a Ptitdrogo. Is Ptitdrogo going to be allowed to get into carriers is my question of the day. This army is doing some work. There's Lings all up in the mix too. Did he just storm his own? He stormed his own units a little bit there. But he should have enough to clear this out. Yeah, there's enough detection, so the lurkers are dead. But Hydra's sneaking back here. Ptitdrogo's response to this is pretty fantastic. Warping in them zealots very quickly. But guess who's, continuing to make stuff? That is Ptitdrogo. And Stephano. Mothership in production somewheres. At the main. That would make a lot of sense. 8 lurkers in production here. Creep spread kind of nuts, honestly, in a lot of different places here. And Stephano takes the final remaining base. Actually, you know what? He hasn't taken this one yet. So he probably should take this one first. Although I think that's what Ptitdrogo was expecting him to do because he checked it. Creep tumor's getting sniped. Army not really in a position to deal with that all these Zerglings. Dude, look at that. Look at that overcharge. Keeping this... That Archon is dead, if not for shield overcharge. Absolutely dead. Alright, Mothership not great at killing Zerglings today, we learned, but those Zealots should be able enough to clear it out. Right side attack saying, why is there so much creep over here? But at the very least, we can kill an Extractor. It's a rich Vespene Extractor too, so that's a big deal. More Storm getting tossed down, and it's actually not a Skytross transition at all from Ptitdrogo. Instead, just for the Mothership. That's all the Fleet Beacon is for. He's continuing to produce Immortals here. We're going to ground this out, boys. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen watching this and unaffiliated. Yeah, this is turning into one heck of a ZVP. Eternal Empire has been a good map for that, though. I think Eternal Empire has had some really, really good matches over the time it's been in the map pool. Same with Ice and Chrome, except Ice and Chrome got removed, so no more of those for some time. Oh, these Lings are getting so much value by killing these Immortals, too. Oh, Lurker dropping the natural base, causing problem. Ptitdrogo kind of falling apart here just a little bit. These Lurkers do finally have the +3 attack. Zealots wandering into their deaths. But the Immortal Archon going to have a better time of it. Oh, that Immortal actually died. Lurker with 4 kills, not too shabby. Yeah, I just think Stephano has enough just map control at this point in time and enough income to where Ptitdrogo isn't really going to be able to get fair and equitable exchanges here for some time. Don't know why we got the Terran theme right here. Don't know why. Coming up with Archons, with Immortal, with Mothership, and this base is Toasteroni. Really no saving it, not with like several Immortals there. This army coming down this way too, also not bad. Getting some stuff done. The Caustic Spray on the natural. What an interesting base to Caustic Spray down. Like, there's barely any resources left here, but sure. Nexus dying is something. Creep clearing duties have fallen to this particular section of Ptitdrogo's army, doing it pretty well. Alright, so this base has not been taken, this base has not been taken, this base has not been taken, so there are more bases than I thought that had not been taken. Stephano sitting on a pretty nice bank and maxed out. Ptitdrogo not doing so well bank-wise. And as a result, I'm not entirely sure what to expect here for the next few minutes from our Protoss player. Yeah, we just kind of have these, they're not huge engagements, right? These are small-scale engagements. Just on different sides of the map, opposite sides. This is so hard to do, by the way. I've never successfully been able to figure out, if I'm being attacked on 2 sides of the map at the same time, like, where to send my defense and how much of my defense to send per side. This is not easy to do, so if you can pull off multi-pronged attacks, against your enemy, they'll probably have a hard time dealing with it too. These Immortals, though, oh, crushing through these Lurkers for sure. And then forced to recall on out. Spinecrawler, while not great against Archon Immortal, that's for sure. That said, it's 190 to 127 supply. Stephano can afford to remax here, and Ptitdrogo definitely cannot. He's trying to take this top left base. He's trying to... Actually, he did replant his natural somehow. Very quickly, by the way. The Corruptors are kind of dead weight at the moment, unless you want to make another mothership, which I don't know that Ptitdrogo does. But yeah, 190, all of a sudden it's 192 to 97 total supply. The income hugely favoring Stephano here. That Immortal gonna... Oh! 1 HP and he survives. Look at this guy strutting around with basically... Look at that. That HP bar is empty. Okay, now we get some blue. But jeez. Virtually no health at all. Stephano hasn't expanded for some time, which seems like a bit of a problem if he's trying to win this game. Overlords are trying to poop over here and prevent this base, but... the overcharge. The shield battery overcharge is so good. All these guys would be dead, except for that overcharge ability. It's really keeping people alive. Lurkers. Oh, just destroying everything. Yes, they're getting stormed. A blinding cloud gets tossed down, which is a little bit interesting here. And there's your GG. All right, so Stephano gets the win there in 21 minutes and 52 seconds. It felt a little bit like he didn't know quite how to finish Ptitdrogo, but 60 workers, not really in a position to hold on to that at all. His army supply was total of 16. He had a Stalker, an Immortal, 2 Zealots, and a High Templar in his arsenal, and that's just not enough to win a game at 22 minutes unless your opponent has nothing going on for them either. Yeah, 48 probes down, a Nexus killed, no hatcheries killed, which is a huge deal for Ptitdrogo. Mothership out, 22 High Templar is a ton of High Templar, 22 Archons, 102 Zealots, 45 Lurkers is so much, so many resources of Lurkers. But when Ptitdrogo loses 41,000 resources and Stephano loses 37, it's going to be hard to win regardless. So really, really fantastic game there. I didn't know who's going to win this thing. I think on the rankings, Ptitdrogo is probably higher than Stephano is, but Stephano doing it well, making it happen, and at the end of the day, comes out on top. So again, just really nice splitting the army, dealing with different attacks as they came. If there's just not enough on one side of the army, or one side of the map, then he would have lost bases. Stephano would have just been losing hatcheries, and maybe that would have turned into a lose situation. But nope, that's not what happened. He got the win, and that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.